Oh, yeah.
No, to me, it's easy.
Keeping it in High Ridge.
Nice email and send it.
Keeping it in the Ridge.
Yeah.
All right, can we please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know. All right, good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to the July 12th Town Board meeting. I need a motion to open up the meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Malone, a second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Cancarello, aye.
Good eye.
Okay, so moved. Downtown dining and summer concert series. Sal, you want to just touch on that, or?
Yeah, downtown dining's in its second weekend. They did the fireworks on Friday night. There was an incredible turnout. Great job by the village trustees and Mayor Dwyer there. It's one of the bigger crowds I've seen in recent memory. It was well organized, well attended. The local restaurants was a huge hit, not having food trucks, so they were all supported very, very strongly. So just get out there and support downtown dining summer concert series. I believe this was the first weekend. Second weekend, okay. That drew a good crowd too, and there was a beautiful video on Monroe Matters of an older couple dancing. Did you see that? They were like in their 80s, and they were just rocking it out in the corner, dancing away. It was beautiful to see. We could all hope for that someday, I would imagine. Cross our fingers. But village trustees and Mayor Dwyer, great job, and just get out and support those two local events.
Going to the public hearings. I'll make a motion to open the continuation of the public hearing for proposed local law AV1, amendment to Chapter 57 of the Town Code to regulate rental properties and transient housing.
I'll second that motion.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Malone, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Cancarello, aye.
So moved. Anybody sign up? Hi, Camille. How are you this evening? Come on up.
Thank you.
Don't forget to state your name, where you live.
Sure. Camille Tookrud. I live at 112 Osceola Park Road in Monroe.
Hey.
I just read the draft today. I don't know when it came out, so sort of still just spinning, catching up to it. And my only concern was I wanted to say thank you first. It was a lot of work and some tweaks I've noticed, so I appreciate that. I was wondering, like, when it would be announced that it's like a final draft and what the timeline would be to initiate it, because there's a lot to be done for most of us, and it's a little alarming because when you read, or what I can understand, I haven't had anybody else read it for me, was page 7, number 8, it talks about that you can't advertise or cease to advertise until your permit's finished or whatever, so it makes me feel like I've done something wrong before I start. So I think it's on page 7, number 8.
Page
It's like,
7.
yeah, it didn't seem like there's a grace period for the ones of us that have already been doing it and doing it successfully with not a problem. It sounds like you have to get your permit
Page 7, I'm
first.
sorry, Camille, was that page?
I think it's page 7, number 8.
That's page 8, number 8.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. No.
Okay. It feels like that there's no grace period there, and that
Well,
seems
let's
so-
put it to you this way. I mean, my thought process was this, I don't know how the rest of the board feels, was that we would approve the law, let's say, this year, and everything would commence as of like January 1, just to give people
some
a little
heads
bit
up
of
time to
That
get it
gives
done,
you
because it's
adequate
obvious.
time to-
Right,
yeah.
that's right, because it's obviously peak now, and I'm like, geez, I don't really want to go in when people are there and do these things. So that was pretty much the only thing. And then I guess personally, I was still sort of wondering if I was able to get a second property ever with my kids. I think I've mentioned I have 2 boys, and we're kind of thinking one day they'd both get a house here when I'm a little bit older. And I was wondering, why would I have to wait 3 years if it ever happened with the good standing? Because it seems to me you have all the implementing all the restrictions so that you can't have bad apples. So why do we have to wait 3 years if it was to happen? And maybe not multiple houses, but why not 2 houses per family? I don't understand why would I have to wait 3 years?
Good question. Let me give that some thought, because I never,
Okay.
I mean, I
Never
think.
gave it thought?
Yeah, I think kind of our thinking with that and what we had seen other municipalities adopt that was that you didn't want people coming in, buying up properties in the housing stock just to turn them into
No, I
Airbnbs.
totally
As
understand
you've really
that.
seen more so in kind of resort areas, not so much here, although we'd
Yeah,
like to
it's
see
more
it there.
residential, and
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
again, that wouldn't be our
Yeah, they just didn't
purposes.
want it depriving, depriving
Taking away the
families.
housing
Yeah.
stock, all that stuff makes a lot of sense, but that's why I said maybe per family or
Maybe-
something, why not two? Or why not
Maybe if
waiting 3
we,
years?
maybe if we worded it such that if you owned your first house that you have applied for more than, let's say, 3 years. In a year,
Or if you're a town resident for more than 10.
yeah.
Something
Something
like
like-
that,
something
because
like
again, I've
that
lived
that
here
would
20
make it
years,
so
and
it's
we're
not
looking to try to
Someone
get
coming in
both
the
of us,
area
so.
just doing,
That's maybe a smart
Yeah.
way to do it,
Okay.
too. Anyway, so thanks, everyone, for working on it.
Thank you.
I do
Appreciate
appreciate
it.
that.
Thank you. Thanks for
you.
coming down once
Good
again.
observation.
yeah. How's the rest of the board
Anyone else?
feel
No one
about
else.
that?
I understand that you don't want the housing stock bought up, so we'll have to work on something like a limitation of a number, like maybe 2 houses or maybe 3 for family, depending if there's older children or whatever,
I
but
think
limit the time.
that's already in it.
It's already in, yeah,
Yeah.
but to have some kind of limit on there, because you don't want somebody coming in, or a company coming in, and I've seen that in condominiums. They'll come in and buy out the whole place.
Or maybe using that residency requirement of X amount of years of residency. People just coming in to buy houses.
Right, for the second property. The first one, I could see somebody just buying a house. But if you have a second one, yeah, then you need to have a residency requirement. I like the idea of like 5 to 10 years.
And not only that, but I think that if you have someone that has too many houses, the quality of the caretake sometimes is not so good if they're not really, they're more taking, more of a profit. They may not take care of the houses. If they have 2 residences, max, they're gonna guard them and take care of them like they're gold. I just don't think that if you have too many of these residencies like that, the quality of taking care of those residencies may fall.
I think we can come up with.
Else, no one else? Okay, I'll make a motion to keep open the continuation of the public hearing for proposed local law AV1, amendment to Chapter 57 of the Town Code to regulate rental properties and transient housing to August 19th? 16th. August 16th, 2021 at 7 PM or immediately thereafter.
Bingham to second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Go on, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
Okay, next up, motion to open the continuation of public hearing for proposed Arrow Park Water District. I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Go on, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Scancarello, aye.
And I,
Okay. Anyone sign up? Anyone here from Arrow Park? Okay. Did you want to speak tonight? No, sir. Okay. You, sir? Okay. All right. So a couple of residents from Arrow Park did want to hold this over for at least a month. So we will do so. We're still waiting. Brian is, and Bobby, you might be doing this, I don't know. But they're going to be creating a form letter, just making everyone aware of the approximate cost associated with the district, with a bond and without a bond. Working with Sean Etzel to get that completed, and that's essentially where we're at. I don't have anything else to add this evening on it. Okay, I'll make a motion to keep open the continuation of the public hearing for proposed Arrow Park Water District on August 16th, 2021 at 7 PM or immediately thereafter.
Bingham to second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Oh, aye.
So moved. Okay, next up, acceptance of the June 21st, 2021 minutes.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Cologne, second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Oh, aye.
Aye.
Okay. 6.1, General Fund Abstract. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Monroe requests approval of abstract number 21-11, General Fund containing check numbers 27222 through 27273, totaling $299,686.16, and a wire transfer containing check number 338, totaling $1,964.20, for a total approval of $301,650.36.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Oh, aye.
Okay, so moved. Item 6.2 is the escrow abstract. Be it resolved that the Town Board of Town of Monroe request approval of abstract 21-08, escrow containing check numbers 1977 through 1979, totaling $3,616.24.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
The engineer signed off.
Call it, yeah, engineer signed off on everything. Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Oh, aye.
Abstain.
Okay.
Reason I'm abstaining.
Okay. Item 7.1 is the Highway Department requests a transfer to eliminate the deficit in DB 5110-4355. They want to transfer from DB 5110-4354 General Repairs Road Oil of $35,000 to DB 5110-4355 General Repairs Asphalt of $35,000.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Second, call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Oh, aye.
Okay, so moved. All right, item 8.1. So the Chamber of Commerce, the Greater Monroe Chamber of Commerce, met with myself and Mrs. Morris of the Senior Center. The lower level of the Senior Center is currently has 2 rooms that are vacant. The one room's approximately 400 square feet. The Chamber, which has been a great partner for the town and the villages, has requested to use the room for a monthly fee of $150. We also have some excess furniture downstairs, which we moved over there for them to use. All-round conference chairs. Like approval, board's approval, forward with this. Okay.
How are they going to be in there like 5 days a week or 1 day a
No,
week,
so,
2 days a week?
so there's time restrictions on it. Brian had kind of prepared a lease, it's a license agreement, so to speak. I shouldn't say so to speak, it is a license agreement. And it will be on as with is a license agreement, it'll be on a month-to-month basis. You know, whether they want to back out or we want to back out. They'll put a small deposit down as well for security. It will, give them exposure, because right now, they're all over the place. Files are here, they meet here, so.
They're going to do their board meetings there?
They're going to do their board meetings there. I asked Brian to put a restriction in there that they are allowed to use it from 7 a.m. to 9.
Trying to, you know what a,
So if you're facing the back, if you're facing the back of the building, it's the rooms, it's the two rooms to the left, but they're not using the back room. We still have some storage in there, salt, some furniture, so.
When's that go into effect?
They would like it to go into effect as of July 15th.
Okay.
So, so Thursday, yeah.
chamber is doing a great job. Supplying the department.
Mike, your mic's not on.
It's on.
Speak into the mic.
Mike, I think it's a great idea.
It'd be like Mick Jagger and like eat the mic here? Is that what they got to do? Jesus.
Mike and Mike.
One other question, will they have a key? Because some of their times may not be in, okay,
They'll have a key and they'll have access to the downstairs bathrooms.
perfect.
I think that's good. It gives them new leadership. It gives them a new home.
Or Mrs. Morris
Yeah, oh, she
on the
will,
goings and goings, as she normally does.
yeah.
She'll keep an
So,
eye on him.
Everybody's okay with, essentially with that. I will just amend that motion to say in the license agreement will be in a form, what's that? Suitable to the attorney. You want to second that?
I'll second that, clearly.
Okay. Any other discussion? Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye.
Cone, aye.
Grillo, aye.
Good night.
Okay, so moved. Okay, change order, item 8.2 for Water District 12 well field improvements projects. I don't know, Mary, did you want to go over that?
Well, the only thing I know is that these are the pumps that I believe are in the wells themselves. They're not in the pump house, because the pump house uses the variable speed. These are not the variable speed. So I believe these are the ones for the wells themselves. And the net change, because of the purchase by, well, that Jory's getting the pumps themselves, will be for $2,318.04. The original contract price was $770,870. So with this change order for the pumps, it will increase to $773,188.04. And I live in that water district, just so everybody knows.
That's it, I'll make that motion.
On the second.
Any other discussion? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Grillo, aye.
Good night.
Okay, so moved. You should have received a resolution regarding the lease on the car, the assessor's car. There was a resolution regarding the close-end motor vehicle. Both Rick and I had to sign this today. We just wanted to make it official. This was something that was requested by GM. We were able to get a fleet number, and this will help us in the future when we need any other cars or trucks. But basically, it states the resolution we passed regarding documents, our entity, and made the lease, that resolution. Yeah, yeah.
I'll make a resolution, I'll make a motion that we confirm this resolution that has been piece of Martin.
Cologne, all right, you want me to second? Cologne, a second.
Okay.
Today.
June 7th.
We already have the car.
We have the
Rick-
car.
Rick
Yeah, we
has
have the
it.
car already.
Yeah, we have,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's already got an oil change, no, I'm just kidding.
Okay, any other discussion? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Grillo, aye.
Good night.
Okay. Next item up is 8.4, a tax certiorari matter settlement. I will read the resolution. Now therefore be it resolved, Section 1, all whereas clauses are hereby incorporated by reference as those set forth in full herein. Section 2, special counsel aforesaid for the town is hereby authorized to execute a consent judgment to resolve Port Orange Holdings LLC versus Town of Monroe upon the terms and conditions set forth in the settlement documents annexed as Exhibit A. Because of such settlement of the litigation is in the best interest in the town. Section 3, the resolution shall be effective immediately. The question of the adoption of foregoing resolution was duly put to a vote call, which results in the following. So I'll just read this. This is a letter that we received. It basically outlines that, as you recall, this certiorari agreement was filed for 5 successive years from 15 through 19 for parcel section block and lot 224-1-3, 27.15 acres of vacant land, zone 3 acres residential. A copy of our letter, meaning the letter from Ferrick Nugent McCartney's firm, dated April 19th, 2021, is enclosed for your reference. Petitioner's counsel previously agreed to a settlement with the former assessor to reduce the assessed value of the property for each of the 5 years at issue from $28,000 to $15,000. We intervened, and petitioner's counsel agreed to a $17,500 assessed value, and the town board did not approve that settlement. Accordingly, we returned to the court and advised the judge of the same in May, at which time the judge recommended parties further discuss settlement as the cost of continued litigation far outweighed the potential refund, which Assessor Noblin calculated would only be $1,283 for the town's share. Nevertheless, the steadfast negotiation strategy was to counter with an offer to reduce AV to $17,500, but only for 2 of the 5 years at issue. Petitioner's counsel has now agreed to the same and prepared and provided the enclosed consent judgment memorializing this proposal, which Ferrick Nugent McCartney hereby submits to you and the town council for their consideration and approval at the next town board meeting. So that's where we're at with that. So essentially, we saved a little on the assessed value, which was increased, losing a little on the assessed value, which was increased by $2,500, and then we reduced the years from 5 to 2 years that the adjustment would be made. Did you want to add anything, Bobby?
Good savings.
Let's pass this. I'll make that motion
On the second.
for discussion. So here's what we really need to look at going forward. So we do all this, and we're the ones that are paying for the litigation, and we end up saving the town a little bit, the county a little bit, and school district a lot. And I would like to go to the school district and ask for some assistance with respect to any of the tertiaries. Realized savings that the school district has, they have some sort of, stake in the game, because the fact that we're saving the entire school district money, which also incorporates Woodbury, Chester, parts of Tuxedo. So,
I think taxes are.
Mike, could you speak into the mic?
If you took what the school district's portion of those taxes are and kind of figured it out,
about 70%.
yeah, Because you're right, the attorney cost and just the cost of the town employees and everyone going
Working
through
on it.
this, yeah. So I mean, has this been done anywhere else in New York State?
Columbia County.
Really? All right. Well, listen, I think it's something that we should explore, and with our council and see if there's a way we can get something back from the district on this. Because, yeah, it is. It's costing the taxpayers twice because they're paying school taxes and then, yeah. And they're
Refunding school tax. Question?
Bingham, aye.
All right.
Stone, aye.
Cancarella, aye.
Good night.
Okay. Next item up is 81 Raywood Drive. So before us, we have an easement agreement for the maintenance of the property which is in the process of being subdivided on Raywood Drive. This afternoon, I went over the agreement with Brian Nugent and Bobby Zitt here, and we came to the understanding that there were some errors in this. Number one being the section block and lot is incorrect. That lot number does not exist. And number two is omitted in this is a way for the town to become whole if the property owners do not abide by the agreement. So I think we're going to, unfortunately, I'm trying to, and I think we all are trying to move this forward, but unfortunately, we have to hold off on it. There's a couple other items that are still in limbo with respect to the planning board on this. There's an MS4 item, which I guess there are two items right now that are being reviewed, meets and bounds, and meet item.
And bounds, can you hear me? Meets and bounds, and I think some of the provisions in the
Oh,
easements.
yeah, because of the corporations.
Yes,
Yeah, so they're working to smooth those out, and then we're supposed to sign off on the MS4, but we can't sign off on the MS4 unless we get approval from the planning board, yeah. And without those items being completed, we can't sign off on that. So I'd like to table this to the August 12th meeting. 16th. I was right the first time, sorry. So, do I have a second on that?
Bingham to
Second.
second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
All right.
Cardone, aye.
Cancarella, aye.
Good night.
Okay. Okay, next up is Lake Monbassia land parcels. I've been in touch with somebody. I don't want to give out any information here because we're in the process of negotiating to purchase two parcels of land on Lake Monbassia. I have spoken with the owner, and he's offered to sell them to the town. I want to go into executive session to discuss the purchase price for the properties, and hopefully we can move forward with it. Come back out of executive session and deal with that issue, yeah. Okay. Okay, so municipal benchmarking, which is, Green Innovative Grant Program. I don't know, Mary or Rick, did you want to touch on this?
I wasn't really involved with that, so I think it has to do with water meters? Is that the Green Initiative one?
Yeah, I mean, all right, so essentially what we're looking is Green Infrastructure Grants Program to secure new water meters for the town. And we must commit to utilizing local funds to provide the required match. This resolution is for the grant. So be it resolved that the project is a SECRA Type 2 status project and requires no additional action at this time. And be it further resolved that the Town Board of Town of Monroe approves to commit local funds to provide the required match. And be it further resolved that the Town Board of Town of Monroe approves the submission of the GIGP application to obtain new water meters. So I'll make that motion. Discussion?
Would these water meters be for all the water districts or just for 14?
No, these are all the new water meters, all the cellular read
So
ones.
it would be every single water district?
Yes.
Thank you.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye?
Malone, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Ancarella, aye.
Good night.
Okay, so moved. Okay, municipal benchmarking. Both Mary and I had conversations with Kate Smith up at the county, and they're looking to get some information from us regarding the buildings that we have and the operational characteristics of those buildings. It's basically building energy benchmarking, which is the process of measuring the building's energy use, tracking that over time, and see what the performance is of our buildings compared to other municipal towns' buildings. So basically before you, you have essentially what the resolution entails. It's a long resolution, which there are they were looking for initially for us to pass a resolution to make sure that we're a green community. We actually did that in the fall or late summer of 2019. Yeah, yep. So that was done. So
That also qualifies us for other grants down the road involving,
yeah,
Any
and
energy
it also
helps.
helps your score go up with any grants that you're filing. So anybody have a problem if we essentially passed a resolution based on, how about I read can I read the whereases at this top rather than, right? Okay, so I'll read the whereases. Whereas buildings are the single largest user of energy in the state of New York, the poorest performing buildings typically use several times the energy of the highest performance buildings for the exact same building use. And whereas collecting, reporting, and sharing building energy data on a regular basis allows municipal officials and the public to understand the energy performance of municipal buildings relative to similar buildings nationwide. And equipped with this information, the town of Monroe is able to make smarter, more cost-effective operational and capital investment decisions, reward efficiency, and drive widespread continuous improvement. And whereas the town of Monroe desires to use the building energy benchmarking, a process of measuring a building's energy use, tracking the use over time, and comparing performance of similar buildings to promote the public health, safety, and welfare by making available good, actionable information on municipal building energy use to help identify opportunities to cut costs and reduce pollution in the town of Monroe. And whereas the town of Monroe Town Board, desires to establish procedure for guideline for town of Monroe staff to conduct such building energy benchmarking. Now, therefore, it is hereby resolved and determined that the town of Monroe, following specific policies and procedures, hereby adopts the benchmarking requirements for certain energy municipal buildings. So, a motion,
Bingham to second?
discussion. We'll work on our finance department regarding this, but some of it has already been done with respect to a spreadsheet, and we did make the approval of the smart community resolution. Call the question.
Hingham, aye.
Cologne, aye.
Stone, aye.
Ancarello, aye.
Okay. So moved. Item 8.9. So the Municity Integrated Parcel Management System, which has been requested by the Building Department. Right now, I actually have 2 calls into the federal government regarding the use of the American Recovery Act reimbursement that we're getting, because I'm getting mixed signals with respect to what is actually covered with that. So the cost of this is not cheap. So the first year, you're looking at $83,575. The second year is $20,562, and the third year is $21,167. I know the village presently has this system, and I think when they signed up, it was only like $30,000. Don't hold me to that. Do you know if that's?
Still current, no, I can find out.
Okay. So, obviously, we're not going to pass any resolutions tonight. I just wanted to give that out as an informational part of tonight's meeting. Once I get an answer as to whether it's covered, then I guess we can make a decision on it. Questions? It's oh, so then follow up with him then. Yeah, see, I don't, from what I remember, there was something that it didn't qualify, but. All right, so. Okay,
Next meeting? Or do you want to table it till?
well, we're just discussing it. I mean, we can put it on the next agenda.
All right.
That's not a
We'll
problem.
discuss it and see where it goes.
All right, so a couple of items to add this evening. First is a resolution of the town legal counsel to initiate proceedings regarding code enforcement issues at 20 Allison Drive in the town. Now therefore be it resolved that the whereas clauses are incorporated herein as if set forth fully. Section 2, the town board hereby authorizes the town's legal counsel to take any and all measures necessary to bring a legal proceeding in the County of Orange and/or any other appropriate forum to pursue a judicial order and such other relief necessary to enjoin and cease the use of 20 Allison Drive as a school unless and until any and all appropriate approvals are obtained in relation to such use. Section 3, the town supervisor and any other employee, official, or consultant, as directed by the town supervisor, is hereby authorized to take any and all necessary actions to carry out the provisions of this resolution. And Section 4, the resolution shall be effective immediately. So I'm going to make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, so the discussion on this basically revolves around, this is a residence on Allison Drive, which is a cul-de-sac on the top of Cromwell Hill Road. They were before the planning board to get approvals for a school. They were told by the planning board not to operate in any way, shape, or form anything in that house. There have been numerous complaints, both received by our planning board secretary, Noreen McSweeney, and myself over this. We have forwarded all those complaints to the building department. The building department issued violations, I want to say about 2 weeks ago, a little less than 2 weeks ago, to cease and desist the operation of it. They have not. They've been out 2 times since then inspecting the premises. There was approximately, because there was no way for him to count, but Mark had said there's approximately 45 to 50 children in the basement of this home. God forbid there's a fire there. There's essentially going to be a tragedy. No way you're going to get out well. Happenings down in Rockland.
So our council sue getting a TRO against
Yes.
state other than civil. You here?
Temporary restraining order.
Right. Thank you for pointing that out. You know, Mr. Cardone Esquire, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah.
Farthest thing from it.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Same here, believe me.
All right.
All right, well, very good. Yeah, that's something we can't, you can't be having. That's,
All right. Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
All night.
Cardone, aye.
Oh, aye.
good night.
Okay, so moved. The other item is, so George has some lighting that he has in surplus, and he has somebody that's interested in purchasing them. I actually have the specifications in my office, so when we come back out, I'd like to discuss that. Come back out of executive session, I'd like to discuss that, surplusing those lights.
That was the last,
A lot of other equipment.
he wanted to surplus additional older equipment.
He had some mics, I think we surplused.
Last meeting.
Amplifiers and some other things.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
Or something.
Yeah.
yeah, we did that. This is something else. These are lights that came out of the theater, right, George? Okay, speak into the mic, George.
Can we sell those and trade them for, use the money to buy microphones that work from 2 feet away? Or just kidding, George. Just kidding.
All right. All right, that said, there's no old business, so, anybody else have public comment? What?
Or the library.
Oh, library. You want to?
Okay, so I have to present to the board this evening the petitions from the Monroe Free Library, and this is the proposition to increase town board budgetary allocation for the Monroe Free Library. The library is asking for this to be placed on the November 2nd ballot, and the town board needs to approve this. And the ballot shall read as follows. Shall the annual contribution of the town of Monroe for the operating budget of the Monroe Free Library be increased by $45,000 to the sum of $1,444,325 annually. So that's what the ballot would read. And if the board so desires to approve this, tomorrow morning I will send it up to the Board of Elections, and we have plenty of time, so we'll be there in good time.
In other words, we won't miss it.
We won't miss it.
What was the increase?
$45,000.
$45,000. And this year, just so the board knows, due to COVID, their qualifications for signatures is only 25, opposed to 5% of the last general election. So I did have them bring the order and the attorney looked it over, and their petitions are in.
That's a 3.2% increase?
Those numbers,
I'm just,
so that's
Of the-
what you're,
All right?
Yeah, that's about right.
right? Tax cap. Not that it matters, but,
It's not, yeah, yeah.
you know,
Not a municipal
right.
required to stay under the 2%.
so I'm asking the board to pass a resolution this evening to put this referendum on the November 2nd ballot.
Motion,
I'll make the motion to put it on the ballot for November.
second. Question,
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye.
Stone, aye.
Can I,
Okay, so moved. Yep, thank you. So I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Cancarello, aye.
can I?
Okay.
Everybody played nice in the sandbox?
Yes, we always play nice in the sandbox.
Okay, I'll make a motion to come out of executive session back into the regularly scheduled meeting.
Cologne, a second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Cancarello, aye.
Can I?
Okay. I'm going to make a motion to surplus the Colorado One Quad Tour lights. We have 5 of them, and we will do a little research on actually trying to sell them.
I'll second that.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Cancarello, aye.
Can I?
Okay. Mike?
All right, I'd like to make a motion that we authorize the town attorney to draft a letter to the school district regarding the surceries and a discussion on equitable terms for legal costs shared by both the school district and the town.
I'll second that.
Question? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Cancarello, aye.
Can I?
Okay, so moved. Now we just need a motion for the supervisor, authorizing the supervisor to enter into discussions on those pieces of property.
Make a motion to authorize the supervisor to enter negotiations.
Cologne, a second.
Discussion? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Cancarello, aye.
Can I?
So moved. Any other business before the town? No? I'll make a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting at 8:13 PM.
I will second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cologne, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Cancarello, aye.
Can I?
So moved. Thanks, everyone.